Hello everyone. This video will talk about how to find library resources from the Fairmont State Library. These sources are preferred for all of your research projects in every class because they are relatively guaranteed to be accurate and have the best information without you worrying about whether or not they are accurate. Again, we are here on the My Fairmont State page, and here under University Quick Links, you see Library Services. That link takes you directly to the library homepage. Here it is, and it looks like this. I recommend that you put at least one of your search terms associated with your proposal here in the search box. I'm going to say, I'm going to take the project, how to clean up ocean pollution. So I'm going to put in quotation marks here. So these words are taken together. The words ocean pollution. And presumably, well, it would be nice if I could spell it correctly. Presumably, any source that has information about ocean pollution will also have information about how to clean it up. And so that's what I'm banking on here. And as you can see, I have 19,000 results. That's a lot of results. And there's no guarantee exactly how accurate or how useful all of them will be to you. One way to narrow down the results is here in the left-hand column, where you can look at limiters that will make your search smaller. So I'm going to suggest that you do full text, only full text. That limits it a little bit. So these are results that are available to you online. Probably nonfiction, and let's say peer-reviewed, because peer-reviewed sources are the sources that are most likely to be accurate. And that indeed shrinks the number of sources you're looking at once again. Now, you have more options for filtering. You can do article chapters and books. Let's see where, I guess books are later on. No, they're not. What you might want to do is look at the date. Here, format all. I want to look at both books and articles because I think books can be very useful. But let's say we're going to look at just the last 5 years, and that's going to shrink the results to 1,000. So quite a lot of articles still, but many fewer than before. And I'm going to ask for the articles to only be in English, which shrinks it a little bit more. All right, so I've put on those filters there. And so let's take a look and see what we got. So the first one, impact of citizen science projects on ocean literacy and well-being within a Northwest African, Southeast Asian context. All right. So this article, so you have a little summary here. You can judge whether or not this article might be useful to you by looking at this brief abstract, or they call it a summary here. Again, this doesn't tell you everything that's in the article, but it may indeed help you to decide whether or not you want to spend time reading this. And let's say that I do, because citizen science is certainly one way of collecting ocean pollution. It's going to ask me to sign in to be able to look at these things. National Library of Medicine, Frontiers in Psychology. Okay. And I need to move this over so you can see it. And I have many contributing authors there. Here's the abstract, again, that was listed as the summary, and keywords which could be useful to you in doing other searches. And then here are parts of the article itself. As you see, abstract, method, introduction, methods, results, discussion, and so forth. Okay, so I want to point out the fact you can download this as a PDF, and I recommend that you do that so that you can perhaps print it out and highlight important ideas from the article. Certainly you want to cite it, but they're going to ask you what format do you want to cite it in, and you always say APA. And so what you're going to do is then copy the citation, and then we'll paste it into a Word document. Here. Paste it into a Word document, remembering that you still have to do, under paragraph, you still have to do a hanging indent. We're going to do special indentation, hanging, and it simply makes everything after the last line go in 5 spaces, which is what we need to do. You always want to check to make sure. Again, this has the author's names, it has the date, and it has a URL here at the end where this article may be found. All right, so you're going to want to keep this citation is going to go at the top of your annotated bibliography article, so you want to keep a list of these in addition to the articles that you want to download. So we're going to return to our article, and anyway, that gives you just a view about finding an article. Let's go back and let's look now for some books, and we can do that, I guess, by doing this. Okay, we're going back to Fairmont State, WorldCat, and we were searching all databases. I'm going to say let's look at books now, because book chapters may have good information for you. Articles tend to come out more quickly than books, but books are vetted carefully by editors, and while they may be older information, they're even more likely to be accurate because they've stood the test of time. And so let's try ocean pollution in books. Ocean pollution. Okay. And you see the difference here, the little book icon. We want full text books, 480 results. Books or ebooks, same thing here. Publication year, Let's do the same kind of search and say the last 5 years. And we get 43 books from the last 5 years. All right, so that's a reasonable number to go down and look at. Okay, here's organic pollution in the marine environment of Tunisia, reckoning with the U.S. role in global ocean plastic waste. Okay, we generate more plastic waste by weight and per capita than any other nation. That's pretty daunting. But notice the summary says this calls for a national strategy by the end of 2022 to reduce the nation's contribution to global ocean plastic waste at every step, from production to its entry into the environment, including by substantially reducing U.S. solid waste generation. That sounds as though there might be a solution included there. Again, things to note here when you are choosing an article here. One is the save button. You want to save that article, and notice though when you log out of the library, your saved results will be lost. I'll show you what to do with those in a minute. To cite this article, you want to make sure that you select APA, American Psychological Association 7th, and here it is. And here's a button, copy the citation. Again, I'm going to go down to my page where I put my other citation, and I'm going to paste this one in. There it is. It already kept the formatting for me. And I'm going to view this ebook. Okay. Here it is in the collection of ebooks. Skip to main content. No, I'm not searching. I want to get my book. So it's a little slow today. I want to view this book. And here it is. All right. Access options. You can get a PDF of the full text. You can read it online. What's important here, you can't download the entire book. That constitutes plagiarism. But what is useful for our purposes is to think about what information do you really need. And I look here, I see it's talking about all of the ways that we do pollute: plastic production and global trade, plastic waste and management, physical transport and pathways to the ocean, distribution and fate of plastic waste in the ocean, tracking and monitoring systems for ocean plastic waste, interventions for U.S. contributions to global ocean plastic waste. This proposal paper is you trying to show how you can stop plastic waste. And so you're going to download this section of the book, a chapter. You're going to download chapter 7, and the download will happen. All right. I want to go back to the book itself, or the screen here where I saved it. If you click on the saved items up here, you can save as many items as you look at, and you can email this source to yourself, and I recommend that you do that. And so you will put in your own email address and send it to yourself. And that's how you can use books and articles, find books and articles in our library database.